Well, what can I say? You know, sometimes life just gets in the way. You're working hard, you're working on yourself, and you don't always make the time to maintain yourself. And as you can see right here, I've gone up to 3 weeks without shaving my head. Partly down to being busy, partly down to laziness, but then also partly down to curiosity. I guess I was curious to see just how much my hair loss had progressed since I first started shaving my head, which was all the way back in 2015 now. I also wanted to share it with you guys to show you what kind of hair loss I have. And it seems that mine's actually become a little worse. You know, back then I only had a little bit of an issue with the very front of my hairline where I was very thin, but now you can see in these pictures that it's progressed quite heavily towards the crown as well as to the back of my head as well. Now, this just tells me that I made the right decision in shaving my head when I did, but the point of this video is to remind you that there is more than one way of handling hair loss. Now, as I mentioned, I was walking around like this, living my life and going about my business, knowing that my head wasn't buzzed and knowing that I didn't look the sharpest, but I was confident about it. And that's because with enough time and enough self-reassurance, you'll slowly begin to stop caring what others think, regardless of your external appearance. Now, you see, we live in a world where external appearance has become everything, from our body types to our hairlines, to a man's muscle gain to a woman's curvature. It's an immense amount of pressure when having a perfect image is literally shoved down our throats on a daily basis through social media and the things we see on the TV. It makes us forget that true confidence resonates within a person and is not based off the external shell of a person. Now, I remember when I first shaved my head, I would never be able to step out the house without having a perfectly bald, smooth, shiny head, and any kind of stubble or growing hair drove me crazy and it would make me feel like I looked dirty, which is ridiculous. Now, just remember, hair loss isn't embraced by just shaving your head. Even if you wish to be the guy who simply rocks the hair they have without doing anything about it, that is another form of accepting it and it's perfectly okay to do so. It's what makes you happy at the end of the day. Now for me, this video alone, watching it back, it reassures me of how much I've grown to love keeping a shaved head. I feel younger, more attractive, and more confident about it than when I had hair. And to be honest, even if I had the option to go back, I don't think I would, because I've grown to love it and make it a part of my identity. But you know, this mentality didn't come overnight. Even I needed time to adapt and accept the change of having hair for about 25 years of my life to then having none. You gotta give yourself time to adapt. But more importantly, whatever method you choose when it comes to embracing yourself, do what makes you happy. Period.